So the studio Anima Creates, that is the group or studio behind the very controversial game called Take Us North, has gone completely radio silent as soon as a light got shined on them. And it took about 36 hours in total for all of this to happen. But immediately, Anima Creates, the studio Twitter handle, was deleted. And that was right after I posted my tweet about Asmongold talking about the game and how the video was removed from Gamescom. It was privated. And I said, now the head of the studio and World Economic affiliated Carla Reyes has also deleted her account, which I verified myself. First thing I did this morning is like, I wonder if she's still showing on X, because I would think that if they deleted their company account, that she's the one that's the head of the company, that she would do something similar. And she did, but for whatever reason, it took her like another 15 hours to do it. And they have also privated their Instagram account and just now privated their own actual website for the game. And thankfully, in a previous video, I actually went over their website, showed all of it, and screen capped everything of it so that we can historically archive and look back at what it was. But I said, ask yourself this: if they're so proud of what they're creating, why did they run and hide everywhere as soon as a light was flashed on their project, asking questions about funding sources and connections to the World Economic Forum? And I tagged Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Madam Savvy, Grums, and Master of TDS. And I linked the website, which if you click on that, it just shows private site. The site is currently private. If you're the owner or contributor, log in. And this is Kayla Reyes, not privated, deleted her entire X account. Tell me they're not running and hiding. Like, they had years of tweets talking about the game, promoting it, sharing it, interconnected webs of activity with questionable people in the industry, all of the links behind the scenes. And as soon as a minor thing, like legit, like it was a presentation at Gamescom, very minor in the grand scheme, Asmongold reacted to it. I was like, oh, that's going to be funny to react to. I want to react to that too. And it was privated. And as soon as I saw that, I started diving in further, because I'm like, if you're going to do that, it feels like you're hiding more. And sure as shit, they absolutely are. Everything hidden, private, or deleted. This is their Instagram, privated as well. Everything. The only thing that's still up is, get this, ready? Their Blue Sky. Their Blue Sky is still up. So there you go. And shout out to Locke, who says, oh, here you go. They are on the libtard echo chamber now. So they are still up on Blue Sky. Reposting wings. These people, they're all the same. It's always the same story every single time. Every single time. I know, big shock. And we have some updates as well here, which I covered part of this yesterday, but we have some updates to it as well. So Madam Savvy on X says she deleted her account. The Forbes 30 under 30, the ex-Visa employee, the Code Coven co-founder, the Niantic and Square Enix racist policy pusher, has decided to delete her account. If you aren't doing anything wrong, if you have a totally organic industry backing you, why hide? And everything that they wrote is gone. Unfortunately for them, they were a little bit slow in doing this, and we got all our videos out. We recapped everything. We covered it all that we could find. I'm sure there's more behind the scenes, but all these things that are missing, we have in previous videos that I've covered already. So it might be gone now, but we have it. And I covered this in a previous video as well, so I'm not going to recap the entire thread, but she talks about how Carla Reyes is connected to women in gaming and how gaming is driving positive global change. And when I covered this topic in a previous video, I thought it was curious how there's nothing here about making a good game. It's all about, oh, what gender are you? And do you want to make a game because you're a girl? Savvy followed up, quote tweeting me, I did not see the tag. It's even worse with all the stuff that is gone. And she followed up with this. And this is where it starts to actually get wild. This is why I love Savvy. Like, no matter how much research I do, she's like, hey, I got some more for you. She goes, also, more ties connected to Anita, because, of course, and we have Anita Sarkeesian shown right next to Carla Reyes. And she tagged me and she said, Smash, did you see the proof of SBI social circle? Here she is with Lego butts. And this is one of those Star Wars moments where I was just like, well, that's a name I haven't heard for a very long time. Lego butts. And screenshots this. Speaking at GDC Indie Soapbox was a dream come true. I've been watching game dev heroes give their rants for years, and it was finally our turn. Had so much fun with this person, Kayla Reyes, this person, and Lego Butts and Sunny Pav for bringing us together. Which, okay. So real quick before I keep going, who is Lego Butts? Well, that's someone who I've talked about previously multiple times in videos, and I even have them covered on Kotaku Detected on my website. It is Maya Felix Kramer, consultant, Sweet Baby Inc. And couple related stories with Lego Butts, just to keep you guys up to speed with who we're dealing with. Learning the Law said, I think gamers are overreacting. There is no proof that Sweet Baby Inc., Kim Belair founder, or any other of their employees are engaging in racism against society. Let's read some of their statements. Holy mother. Yes, that was sarcasm. Felix at home. Pay me to shoot down your white male lead game ideas. I usually get grossed out when straight white rich people kiss, but even I think those two are pretty cute. I just had a thought about trying this again with a photo of a young white person about to be ripped open, but I'm betting folks would immediately flag it as traumatic, and I'm guessing the image would get taken down before the responses accumulated. And my personal favorite, had a nightmare that I was a white male gamer. This is Lego Butts that is in cahoots. And I'm not even going to go into this, but feel free to freeze the screen and read it. But this goes into how Maya Felix Kramer is deeply involved with the original Gamergate with everyone. This is a rabbit hole that if you want to pause and read through, have at it. I just want to give a brief overview with the research that we've done on these people and who we're dealing with, because the ties behind the scenes are everywhere. Savvy continues. Also, just showing the Dustborn connection. This is what is considered award-winning. Dustborn. Award-winning. This is for everyone. Stop having imposter syndrome. A drunken, dying camel can write a better story than Dustborn. I would know. She's referencing how she played through Dustborn, and it was a very painful experience for her. I am their number one player who still has been the only one to get specific cutscenes. And this and screenshots this Giselle person. I am an award-winning game writer and narrative designer with 6. By the way, when someone says I am an award-winning, that is red flag city, because who talks about themselves like that? Secondly, if you're award-winning, why wouldn't you say what the award is? Because if it's this no-name bullshit award, it doesn't mean anything. It's all about identity politics with these people and pushing the image forward of they're something better than they actually are. And I'm looking for a full-time freelance and contract. Well, if you're that good, why are you unemployed? Riddle me this. I've worked in mobile, indie, and AAA, and I have implementation, scripting, and puzzle design experience. And that is quite the group of games that you've worked on right there. My goodness, that is that is definitely something. And this, I guess we'll leave it with this one. Chibi Review says, important censorship news. It has been discovered that Carla Reyes has connections, not just with big people at Visa and MasterCard, but former politicians that worked with President Obama. She is also someone that directly was working with Square Enix. From an interview, she revealed her publishing team is based in London, aka the same place all this censorship this last month began. Isn't that something? She openly admits in interviews she is heavily involved with financial technology. So I ask, why is a game having ties not to just malicious groups controlling the public, but politicians as well? Why did she delete her account and her entire site privated? Were we supposed to not find this out? Also, thanks to Madam Savvy for finding all this out. Look, everyone. Every one of these snakes have connections with the government. Ever wonder why wokeism never seems to run out of money? What if your friends were Visa and MasterCard? There you go. It is curious when you dive into all the information behind the scenes, connecting all these people, why they run and hide so quickly. And even I've seen people private, I've seen people delete. In all my years of doing this, I've never seen a massive blackout campaign of everything with just the initiation of, hey, I want to react to that video. Delete all socials. That's insane. That, like, people need to take a step back and realize that there's something far more going on right now. You don't do these kind of actions unless there's something very serious going on behind the scenes that you want absolutely no one to find out about. I don't even think it's a conspiracy anymore at this point. This is like tried and true exhibit A for, yeah, there needs to be a wholesale investigation of the people behind the scenes making these games and the connections behind it and the potential links to not just Visa, but government entities and Microsoft. And why are they all in bed together with games pushing propaganda? And how is the United Nations and the World Economic Forum involved? And Sweet Baby Inc., of course. It's crazy. And you don't even have to look hard to connect the dots on all these things. They're all right there. It's insane. It's insane. And I'm sure we'll return to this in the future again when more information comes down the pipe. But for now, I'll leave that one there.